Halo. Yes, Halo madness as everyone crashes out over Halo.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
I'll just say it's... Oh.
Okay.
Yep, I'm just trying to look. I'm trying to find the.
You know what? Dash, you need to
What's wrong?
learn to get this stuff before you actually break up
That's
the
like a
topic.
Bethesda game, folks. Once he gets into a new zone, there's like loading screen. And he gets into the topic, finds something else, loading screen. Dash Attack is the Bethesda of content creators.
Okay.
There he goes.
Who are you messaging, Dash? Is that your boyfriend?
Possibly.
Fuck you.
Oh boy.
But the thing about now, folks,
If that's your boyfriend, I'm jealous.
look, folks, we've talked about the Halo topic a lot, and the original Halo devs are literally divided in the middle between the devs who basically acknowledged and agreed the transfer from Bungie to 343, which is now Halo Studios, and the devs who utterly despise what Halo has become and have become MAGA people as a result.
Yeah.
Yeah, IGN's lying right there.
Yeah, like
pretty sure they haven't talked to the original dev team.
I mean, yes and no, because Thing Galaxy is
like you could find hundreds of people worked on this game. I'm sure you can find one or two of them that didn't like the joke.
Well, and you're going to find a few more that just agree because they're worried that they'll lose job security if they're found out to disagree.
Exactly.
This is how it works. It's the media contacts you. You find yourself afraid of the media, so you immediately tell the media anything they want to say, which allows them to create a story out of it. And IGN, as you said, how many times did you call them? Wednesday on Reality Based, earlier this week, the panel saw it. IGN was like, nobody has come out to denounce it. So see, IGN is creating the story. They're putting a passive aggressive, no one denounced this, so that people will denounce it by Friday.
Exactly. And this is how the motherfuckers over at the mainstream media do this sort of thing. They're master manipulators, folks. I mean, look, we're not a news source. A cartoon is not a news source, all right? We just give our thoughts on topics and people we are interested in, okay? It's our personal perspective.
Given that they're good at making clickbait articles, I'd call them masturbators.
Yeah, they're not even good clickbait. It's just utter stupidity.
Yeah.
This is the company that platformed Colin Moriarty. What did you expect?
Colon. And IGN stands for ignorant gooner N-words.
Oh my goodness.
Like, how is
They put the IGN in ignorant.
they're saying they're so offended by politics in Halo when Microsoft already
being gay is not a political issue, Dash. Being trans is a human right, Dash. Being trans is not political.
Is that Danny saying that?
Human kids.
His voice.
But,
why are you being a homophobe, Dash? I thought you liked it up the ass.
I specifically
I like
said
it up
I
the
did.
ass.
Oh, whoa.
What?
I'm disqualifying.
Why, Dash? Why don't you like gay people, you hypocrite?
You know what I find the funniest about this is IGN just a year ago was saying that we need to vote for Kamala Harris because Tim Walz might have owned a Dreamcast once upon a time.
I forgot about that bullshit.
But Dash, he may or may not have played Crazy Taxi. You have to vote for him. He's a gamer.
I love the shit out of Crazy Taxi, but I'm not going to vote for anyone who also likes Crazy Taxi.
Well, guys, calm down, Dash. I know you got excited when a man told you something you forgot, but I recently saw Kamala Harris doing an interview with Stephen Bartlett over at the Diary of the CEO. It was by a country mile the best interview she has ever had because she was just being herself. She was shitting all over Joe Biden, okay? And of course, she was shilling her book as well. But if she had been of that mindset and of that comfortable during the campaign, Kamala would have stood a much better chance of doing well if she was being herself. Because she was not being herself during that campaign.
Oh, she was worse than Hillary at like not being herself.
Exactly.
She was like the fake
Pokemon go to the polls. Oh, that's totally fine.
That's how
And
bad.
instead
She was
of,
even
we
worse
got
than
a guy who,
She was worse than the Pokemon go to the polls. That's how disingenuous Kamala was.
But I'm just saying it's another political
I'd say
stake
that-
that the left doesn't cry about.
yeah, think for a moment, we have a guy in the Oval Office who's beaten 2 women over the course of 8 years.
Yep.
Come on, Lumisa, right? Why can't you sympathize with
I
a
know.
guy who's friends with school shooters? He became friends with school shooters.
He said so.
He said so.
Yeah.
I don't support politicians. I support their policies. That's it.
Yes.
My
And my
sometimes the left
policy,
is good, sometimes the right's good, but I'm a centrist.
and my
I just go
policy
with whatever is good.
is Haga. Make Halo great again. Okay? Haga. Which is
I
Halo
wish.
America
I
great
don't
again.
think it'll
for some
happen in
reason.
my lifetime. I really don't. I miss it. I was the biggest Halo bro in my like middle school days. Oh my god.
Well, Dash, I honestly think a Flood franchise set in the Halo universe would do better than a Halo game. Imagine if
a game where you play as a Flood spore and just like start an infection.
Well, look at Halo Wars, right? You play against the Flood in some missions. Imagine you can play as the Flood, right? Whether it's a top-down way of doing it, or you can zoom in and be one of the soldiers, or you have a Halo-style campaign where you are the grave mind and you assume direct control.
If the Flood were real, the Democrats would give it an EBT card.
Yes. That's because the Flood are real and 41 million of them have EBT cards. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? That's why when Marty O'Donnell, the main composer for the Halo franchise, look, the direct comparison between this was the argument Endymion made, by the way, the direct comparison, right? It's a bit on the nose, okay? Halo, Flood, Master Chief, all that sort of stuff, folks, right? No, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything is inspired by everything else.
You
Yeah,
know,
the biblical allegories in Halo are very intentional because it wants to make you feel like otherworldly, like like the Forerunners are like worshipped as gods like themselves, like they were just an advanced alien race, but like the religious symbolism is there to invoke that sort of like those feelings that are like ingrained in the human conscience.
But look, folks, when you've got open borders, of course they're going to come over like a flood because people respond to incentives, okay? I mean, North America can be divided into 3 camps. Canada is British/French America. America is America led by Americans, and Mexico is Spanish America.
Like I personally thought like the Flood joke, the one that really got people offended, was just like a little over the edge, but nothing to cry about. I was actually genuinely shocked at how like how much people overreacted between Angry Joe, IGN.
You know why? Because outrage has become the currency. He who is the most outraged is the most virtuous to these people. That's why they're always just crying on TikTok, screaming about everything going on, even if it's not so bad, even if it's a problem that goes away in a day or a week or two, because the outrage is the currency for these people.
And people need to realize that if the White House is memeing on Halo and making, propaganda posts about, defend against the flood, join ICE, it's like that's the comparisons they're making, right? And I think they are just comparisons, comparing illegal aliens to flood spores who will attack people, infect them, and cause them to create more flood spores, which is what
birthright citizenship is. That, by the way, folks, if a Mexican illegal impregnates Lumisa and Lumisa has a baby, that is another floodborn. Okay, floodborn. That sounds
like the sequel to Dustborn.
I'm actually infertile.
Well, they'll find a way. They always do. But it just goes to show
the Albanians can do it. I know they can.
Yes, with their AI stuff. Dash. This is not surprising because people have quite frankly, they quite frankly have had enough. Okay, Halo is of the people, by the people, for the people. If the government can meme on them, well, we can all meme on them.
And that is what they do not like, because ultimately, if we can meme on them and if people start sort of pushing back on this, and I'm not just talking about like those of us who are here, who create content, who create videos, who've been in this space, but if the normies start looking at that and they start agreeing with it, then the left loses the institutional death grip that they've had on the culture. This is why it bothers them. They now have a White House that is starting to appeal to culture, whether it's the Pokemon video a month ago, whether it's the Halo stuff, whether it's instead of getting offended at an obese JD Vance meme with a jerry curl, they're posting it themselves and mocking it. Because, at the end of the day, you have a guy who's a heartbeat away from the presidency who grew up in the same generation we did, on the same content we did, in the same culture we did. How many Pokemon do you think JD Vance has caught over the course of his life? How many?